Hello everyone and welcome to another StarCraft 2 commentary with EXO, and today I'm going to be bringing you a game between ROOT.Slush spawning as the red Zerg at the 7 o'clock position, and here at the 2 o'clock position we're going to have the blue Terran Metabolism spawning. So this is going to be an interesting game from what I've heard. It is a match on Shakros Plateau, so it is one of those maps that usually, it tends to kind of create a bit more of a macro game than other maps because you always do spawn in cross positions. You never spawn in close positions, so your opponent can never be across from you vertically like that, so that cannot happen. And many players say it's a map that does advantage Zerg, so we'll just have to see if that is true or not. But I've been checking a few comments about this game before I actually cast it, and people say it's a really cool game. It's a really interesting game. It's not very short either. So by the way, before this game I did cast that game between Cats and Liquid Travis. Now that's a very cool game if you want to watch it. It is a ZVP on Lost Temple, so go check that out as well. It is on my channel at youtube.com/exostarcraft, so please do check that out as well. It's a very cool game. Now seems like both these players are going to be scouting pretty early. Looks like Slush is going to scout very early compared to, by Zerg standards, because usually you don't really scout this early as Zerg. You don't send that drone out. You know that he wants to get the drone in before this gets walled off, but he has to be very careful before a supply depot gets planted down here. Is he actually gonna go in? Yep, there we go, he does go in. You might want to steal the gas. That's always something good you want to do. You do limit your opponent's options. You can limit stuff like Banshee play or heavy mech play early on, like stuff like Thor's or anything like that, because if you take out one gas very early. But it doesn't look like Slush wants to do that right now. And also, Shakros Plateau is not really a map where you see that much Banshee play. I haven't really seen that much Banshee play because the distances between the bases are really high, and taking into account the fact that the spawn positions are there right now, they are even further than let's say horizontal spawn positions. So yeah, but taking a look at Slush, he has been going for hatchery first build, so 15 hatch into 15 pool or 14 pool, I'm not exactly sure what it was, into gas. So he's gonna be going for a more macro designed build, so to speak. But looks like Metabolism in the meantime is gonna plant down a bunker over here very close to the natural ramp of Slush, and Slush is going to he might be in a bit of difficulty if this actually gets built, but this bunker is a little bit too far from the hatchery, so let's see. Probably another bunker is going to be built somewhere around here, but we do have Slush actually planting down a spine crawler very fast, and some Zerglings are on the way, 8 Zerglings. But let's see if this bunker is going to be completed, because this bunker is very crucial. If it does get completed, then probably this spine crawler is not going to be posing any real threat to Metabolism, as he keeps on. You can see he's streaming Marines. He also built that barracks outside so he can stream Marines much easier towards Slush's base. It's much easier to actually do it like that. The units don't have to go around. And there we go, actually the bunker completing just in time before the Zerglings could get us around off on the Marines. And this bunker can attack the hatchery, which is a pretty big deal because the hatchery is going to slowly but surely go down. There's 2 additional spine crawlers being placed down here by Slush, and right now he's under a lot of pressure. I myself play Zerg, so I know exactly how this feels, but it all comes down to how patient you can be and how much you can actually make use of your units right now. He does have the queen out. He doesn't want to lose that queen, though. It's very important not to lose the queen. This spine crawler is trying to root down. I don't agree with the fact that he's using the queen. He should have just kept the queen back. There's no point in actually using that queen, but more Zerglings coming in to reinforce right now. Looks like the spine crawler is doing some damage to the bunker, but it is going to go down most likely. No, he does root it backwards right now. That was pretty good. He's trying to micro his units as best as he can, but there are a lot of Marines, and these Marines will never stop coming. So if they don't go down, the hatchery is probably going to eventually go down no matter what. And nice micro over here, and moving backwards and attacking with the Marines. So Metabolism did take down quite a lot of Zerglings, and Slush, not only that he's forced to make units, but he cannot make drones right now. He's going to seriously be behind on economy, even though he will push this attack back. Now, looks like Metabolism is trying to go around with these Marines. He's going to be going back right now, probably just losing that one Marine over there. All the Zerglings going down again. There's a queen in production for Slush. I'm not sure. Yep, it's at the main. Trying to root this spine crawler up in front here. but doesn't look like it's gonna work. And Submarine's trying to get closer to take down the Spinecrawler, but the thing is, the hatchery has gone down. So this is looking pretty bad right now for Slush. A lot of pressure, a lot of what's it called? A lot of early cheese tactics, so to speak, from Metabolism, making it very hard for Slush to actually do anything. Being forced to make so many units, being forced to stop making drones. I mean, and looks like this Spinecrawler can attack the bunker over here, but the SCVs are repairing it. And let's see. Actually, that Spinecrawler moving a bit too close. He can actually move the Marines outside right now, take down this Spinecrawler really fast before the second Spinecrawler could root, but looks like the second Spinecrawler could root as well. They're both attacking the bunker right now, safely outside. You can see outside the Marine attack range. This doesn't really cover all the way up to here, but this bunker will be salvaged. There we go. It does get salvaged, actually. Just 1 second, just in time. I mean, 1 second more, and the salvage would not be able to work out. But it looks like these Spinecrawlers have been uprooted. The creep is receding over here. Obviously, no more hatchery to keep the creep up. And these Zerglings are being forced back. And can he actually root any of these Spinecrawlers? I'm not sure. But there's a lot. Oh, and a lot of SCVs joining the fight right now. This is going to be pretty important over here. Metabolism is pretty much... This is kind of an all-in. It's not really an all-in, but these Spinecrawlers are going to definitely go down. The SCVs are making their way into the main. A few Zerglings over here. 1 queen as well. 2 queens, actually. Bailing's Nest being finished just now. Let's see. Is this going to be enough? Slush might just lose the game right here. Has to be very careful with how he engages. He has a few Zerglings making 5 Bailings. He has, yep, there we go, hatching 5 Bailings over here in the back. The Bailing Nest does go down though, so this is going to be his only shot at taking down these Marines. And the SCVs as well, obviously, they are tanking a lot of damage. So let's see, he's moving in right now. The Bailings making their way across the SCVs. And that was a lot of miss micro from Metabolism. He lost so many units over there, SCVs and Marines. But is it really going to be enough? Slush still doesn't have his natural up. He does have 2 queens right now. He's trying to make the best of the 2 queens he has. Nice transfuse over there. Both queens surviving right now. He's trying the best he can to actually kill off the units remaining over here. He has a few Zerglings at his natural. There we go, grouping them up right now. More Zerglings spawning. All the drones over here as well. He might just send the drones in as well, I'm not sure. Or he might just send the drones to mine at the natural. Good decision over there from Slush. And I'm pretty sure that Metabolism shouldn't really withdraw the rest of those Marines he was sending forward. I think he could be able to take down all these Zerglings with those Marines. So this was really, I think this was a bit too safe play from him. I don't really agree with the fact that he moved those Marines back. There wasn't really anything for Slush to defend, and he could just as well keep the pressure on. But there we go, actually Slush sees that there are more Marines on the way right now. Is he going to be able to actually hold this off? Take a look at the income tab. There's 18 drones though for Slush still, so he didn't really lose any drones, but still this is a lot of Marines. And the drones are making their way back to the main right now. He knows that he cannot keep mining at the natural as the Marines are closing in, but is it going to be enough? I really don't know. 12 more Zerglings on the way for Slush. It's going to come down to how much this queen can tank as well, and tank the damage over here. And there we go. The Marines are moving in, and the Zerglings are trying to get a good surround up. It is an open space over here, so I think this will be very close. There we go. The Marines are going down indeed. Only 2 Marines left. They are going to go down. But Slush doesn't really have anything left either. 3 more Marines at the natural though, and constant reinforcements coming from Metabolism. He's still on 1 base right now. He has 3 barracks up. He's getting stim pack right now, so we might actually see him wait for that stim pack. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. Slush is moving ahead. He might just want to fight those Marines. There we go. But he does move back. He knows that there's a little bit too much to handle. But Slush is looking pretty okay. He didn't really lose any drones in all this. In all this time, he kept his drones alive, which is why he's still in the game right now, pretty much because he can keep on mining and make the units he needs. There we go, he's moving ahead towards his natural, again trying to take down. He must not lose this hatchery. If he loses this hatchery, I think it's pretty much game over for him. But there we go, a lot of Zerglings over here. He needs to get the surround off. There we go, moving the Zerglings around the Marines. Good surround, taking care of this, and I think, yep, there we go. Metabolism indeed is moving back right now. By the way, this is a game from the Masters League. It is a ladder game, but still, it is a game between 2 pretty good players. So here we go. Slush is actually chasing down the rest of the reinforcements that Metabolism was trying to throw towards his base, and all this is going to get taken out, I believe. This is not walled off, so let's see. These Zerglings actually do a lot of damage right now. And here we go, Zerglings moving in. A lot of SCVs coming off the line. Is this going to be enough? Zerglings are going to do quite a bit of damage, but the Marines are doing damage while the Zerglings are tanking the damage. So looks like this attack is going to be repelled for now. It looks like Slush is going to go for a lair right now. This is a very, very late lair. 14 minutes into the game, if you can look. Obviously, couldn't really get an earlier lair because of the constant aggression. So this lair is going to be quite delayed, obviously. I'm quite curious to see what he's going to be taking into right now. Is he going to go for roaches or hydras, or actually is he going to go for some mutas? He has like no gas. He's still on one extractor right now. No extractors at natural either. So he is pretty gas starved right now. So I don't really know what he's going to be doing. But the thing is, he does have two bases. He does have his natural up, while Metabolism did not get his expansion. He's only getting his command center right now. He just played off of one base. It wasn't really a complete all-in, but it was very close to an all-in. Just getting Marines and bunkers and also throwing some SCVs into the mix. He does have Stimpack though right now. He's also getting Combat Shield, so this is something to keep in mind. These Marines are going to be much, much stronger after these researches finish. And here's an interesting thing, probably throwing down a supply depot add-on over here because of, I mean, when he was streaming all those reinforcements in the fight, he actually needed additional supplies, so he dropped one supply onto that supply depot over there. So it looks like Burrow is on the way for Slush right now. This is going to be interesting. Usually when you see people getting Burrow, it usually means some sort of play with roaches, but it's also a possibility that you can borrow. He does have some Banelings, so borrowing Banelings at the ramp over here actually is a very good idea, for instance. And when a Terran does push across, he will obviously go for this ramp, and if you do have Banelings borrowed somewhere in this area, you can blow up so much infantry if they do walk on top of those Banelings without throwing a scan before that. But we're just gonna have to see. Looks like Baneling speed is on the way, so centrifugal hooks on the way for Slush right now. And obviously Slush a very good player, so I'm not surprised to see that he actually held that attack off. That was very aggressive, it was very annoying, a lot of pressure, but yeah, like I said, Root is a very good clan, a lot of good players in that clan, so I'm not surprised he's part of that clan, because that was really good play from him in the start, actually keeping himself in the game through all means necessary. But both players are on two bases right now. Looks like Slush is going to check if there's an expansion over here. He's going to send this Overlord to scout a little bit what's happening at the natural expansion of Metabolism. Meantime, Metabolism is getting siege mode. He's getting some tanks out as well. He's getting a starport, so most likely going to see some medevacs coming from the blue Terran over here. While Slush is getting a Spire, and I'm really surprised to see that he is actually getting this Spire, because he is pretty low on gas. He was pretty much gas starved, but he got all 4 extractors up right now. And he's going to be able to get a few mutas at least, and we'll see if he decides to harass with those. Obviously, mutalisk harass is pretty good, if not necessarily for pure damage. It is good for the fact that it pins your opponent down, and it makes him defend his base. It makes him not be able to move out so much as he would without the muta harass. But also weapons, infantry weapons level 1 on the way for the Terran player, and let's see what he's actually going for. It seems like he's transitioning into mech right now. This is very original gameplay. When you see 4 barracks out like this, and then you see mech all of a sudden, that's pretty surprising. And I don't see an armory yet, though, so there's not going to be any Thors for a while. But I'm pretty sure an armory will be built quite soon to complete this army mix, especially if he sees mutas on the way. And indeed, there we go, 9 mutalisk on the way in the production tab for Slush. And weapons upgrades level 1. Weapons upgrade level 1 for flyers, so he's probably going to try doing some sort of mutalisk harass. Anyway, Burrow is done, and here we go. Just like I said, he did borrow a few Banelings at this position over here in case the Terran player is going to push across towards his base. Also, we see him expanding over here at the 10 o'clock position. Now, this is very good. Obviously, you want to keep on getting as many bases as you can as Zerg, especially when the Terran is actually allowing you to do so and he's not really putting any pressure on. But here we go. There's a lot of siege tanks being placed over here, and Slush, I don't think he can actually push this side. He knows that this attack is imminent right now. It's obvious that the Terran player is going to try and push across. And here we have actually a scan that caught all these units over here. He actually moved those Banelings back and borrowed them at a a more distant position. That was really good play from Slush over there, not letting those banelings die, as the scan did detect them. Now, is Metabolism actually going to fall for this? I'm not sure. We'll see. These mutas are trying to fly above and bait the Terran and actually pushing across this position over here. Let's see if he's actually going to do that. This is like having landmines close to your base. This is actually really good. He could actually maybe borrow some. There we go. Actually, 2 more banelings being borrowed on that position. And here we go. The Marines are moving on top, and oh, boom! There we go. Marines getting just melted over there by the banelings, by the acid. That was really cool to watch. Actually, I've actually seen quite a lot of those things. I might even cast that game. I cast it with December, just after the game was done, a game between Morrow and Avilo, I think it was, and Morrow was using these borrowed banelings, and some quite epic moments due to that tactic happened in those games. So if you guys haven't seen those games, well, I don't know actually where you can find them, but I'm probably gonna do a cast of that game at least, because that was a cool game to watch actually. So looks like Metabolism is going to entrench his position over here, putting up some bunkers, but the SCV getting taken out by the Mutalisk. More turrets probably will make their way somewhere around here. There's a lot of SCVs at this position. I'm surprised to see that he's not putting up any turrets. Turrets over here would be a great idea right now. But these mutas are trying to do as much damage as they can. Sending some lings in there as well, obviously, to try and get some splash damage out on the Marines. Like we could see, all those Marines getting damaged, and the medevacs are wasting their energy on healing those Marines. And doesn't look like Metabolism can actually commit to a solid push right now. There's a lot of Mutalisk out on the field right now. There's 18 Mutalisk actually, but he can't really go in here all the way because there's just so many Marines right now. And looks like he's going to be taking out some Overlords, but that's pretty much it. And there we go. These mutas taking down additional Marines. And is he actually going to go for it? He has so many banelings, so many Zerglings, but the banelings are in the back. I'm not sure what he did with that. And I think that, oops, sorry, but I think that was pretty much a failed attack from Slush. I think he could have sent those banelings after the Zerglings and do some damage with them, but he's circling around with his Mutalisk right now, doing a lot of damage to the tanks, taking down one tank. These Marines are all weak back here. This is a lot of Mutalisk, and I think he can actually just fight the Marines. There we go, indeed he does. He does turn around, take down a lot of Marines. He's probably gonna try and take down a lot of these tanks as well. Let's see. There we go, attacking. One tank goes down. And yep, 2 tanks, 3 tanks, 4 tanks soon. There we go, 5 tanks, taking down all the tanks. This is really good play from Slush over here, sacrificing a few Mutalisk by taking down a lot of Marines and a lot of tanks. And he kind of broke the contain over here that Metabolism was attempting. Just like I said, having some turrets around this position would have been really great, but we didn't see any turrets being placed down. So yeah, that's what really happens if you don't plant any turrets down and there's that many Mutalisk out on the field. We see some Thors in production right now, so more mutas on the way for Slush and some Thors on the way for the Terran player. The armory is down, no upgrades on the way though. And let's see, are these Thors actually going to make the difference? There's one Thor out right now, and is that the only Thor? I'm not sure, but here we go, another attack, and looks like this time the bunkers are going to go down. Indeed, everything does go down, so the contain has been dealt with. Slush is free right now. He doesn't really have anything to worry about at the center of the map. Looks like Metabolism is going to move back right now. He only has 1 Thor, and no, actually has 2 Thors right now. The second Thor is on the way as well, and some Marines and some tanks, and I don't really think he has enough right now. Obviously Slush is sitting on 3 bases, and he's going to be able to do a lot of damage. If the Terran doesn't really do anything, I would pretty much opt for a little bit of drop play right now, but I'm not sure. There's just so many mutas out on the field. I think the only way the Terran could actually do anything in this case would be to, yeah, expand like he's doing right now, but wait to get a much bigger army, because I don't think you can fight a Zerg that is on 3 bases with the army that Metabolism has right now. But we see these Mutalisks moving towards the 3rd expansion over here at the 4 o'clock position, and this commander might just go down. Let's see, the Marines are coming, but is it going to be enough? Looks like, oh yes, indeed, the expansion does get taken out. That's a huge blow for Metabolism. He's still on 2 bases right now, not really having that much saturation either. This turret getting taken out, the mutas are doing a lot of damage, a lot of SCVs are dying, and yeah, losing basically all the SCVs at the natural. And the only solution that I see right now for Metabolism is to move out and try to just deliver a crushing blow to Slush, but I don't know if that is really possible. There we go, he's actually moving all his SCVs out and his forces, all the medevacs, the Marines, the tanks, the Thors. are going to make an attack over here. Let's see if it is going to be enough. Slush is going to back off right now with his Mutas. He knows that there's a big attack incoming. He also has more Mutas and Zerglings and Banelings over here. So let's see, actually those Banelings are going to do a lot of damage. There we go. But actually some of those Banelings didn't go and didn't explode into the massive Marines. So Metabolism still keeping a lot of his army alive, but the Mutalisk are back right now. Where are those Mutalisk? There we go. He's grouping them up here. I think he's waiting for an attack. Oh, and nice. That was nice. I don't know if you guys caught that. And Metabolism leads the game. No GG, no nothing. So I should just back off a little bit so we can take a look at this one again. I think that was pretty much a rage quit over there, and splat. Okay, so that was it for Metabolism in this game, and pretty solid game, actually very solid game from Slush, recovering from such an uncomfortable position in the early game. Really good handle. He really handled that well, the contain on the with the bunkers and the early pressure with all those Marines and SCVs and stuff like that, and recovering afterwards. Actually, that was the most amazing part, not the fact that he just held it off, but that he could win this game. So indeed a very good game. I hope you guys have learned quite a few things like how to borrow your Banelings and keep your Terran opponent at bay by doing so, and how to transition from such an early pressure from your opponent into something like a pretty sustainable macro game, what I'd say, off 3 bases currently, and have so many Mutalisk actually, and yeah, it was really a good game. I really liked watching this game. This was pretty cool. So if you did like it, then please do subscribe and do come back to my channel at youtube.com/exostarcraft, and you'll be pretty much seeing daily updated content over there. I usually upload daily, unless sometimes I do have times where I don't upload for 2 or 3 days. Sometimes, you know, real life stuff comes in or something like that. I don't really have the time for it, but usually you'll be seeing videos coming once every 1 or 2 days at top. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys liked it again, and I'll be expecting you again for future casts on my channel, and stay tuned for more videos.